Welcome to the channel. Let's just get right into it. I'm going to edit this headshot of model and artist Alexis Neshay. I will link her below or put her handle up on the screen. And stick around to the end. I've got a feature you're really going to want to see that hardly anyone talks about is the makeup suite feature. So stick around for that. So I'm going to zoom in here and, right away, I see she's got a really good complexion, right? Not a lot that I have to deal with, maybe a few small bumps here and there. The thing that sort of stands out is there's a little bit of pink right here, sort of matches with the pink here. I would probably want to figure out how do I, tone that pink down a little bit. You can make your own presets in Avoto, and that's what I like to do. You can obviously, they have their own, they're recommended, and you can use any of those and try them out. From working with this product for a long time now, over 2 years I've been working with this product, I've just come up with some of my own presets. And so up here, you can see where I've done some of my own. Some of these I'll use while I'm tethering. Which is really cool. So when I'm tethering, clients are always amazed. Like when I take a shot like this, I'll set up like this combo retouch background, and it will retouch and it will also fix the background. And it will do that as I'm tethering. So if I click that, it will just like fix it right away. And they're pretty much just amazed at how that works. And I am too, to be honest with you. So it's really neat that it will do that. All right, so let's zoom in and we'll start with Alexis here on the headshot. And I'm just using one, I can't remember, to be honest with you here. I think I may have had some lights in the back, some rim lights, but really this one main light was my key light. I brought it right out, almost center above her, just slightly to the side. Just to give it kind of a more sort of a beauty style lighting from the front. That's going to, if you have it off to the side, it's going to cast shadows on any imperfections, and it's going to make them more prominent, and the complexion is going to look worse. So when you put it straight on like this, that's why they call it beauty lighting. It's going to more evenly light her and make any of the imperfections in the skin a little less, actually a lot less noticeable. Okay. So I'm going to just choose skin retouch only. So right away you can see, and I'll show you the before and after. So there's before. You can see right noticeably up in here, it's evening out some of these shadows. There's before and there's after. It's getting some of the stray hairs on the outside. There's before, you can see there. See how it's just cleaning up the stray hairs. So just overall, look at the bags under the eyes. They're not really bags, but it's just softening this a little bit under the eyes. I do like to leave some imperfection because it starts to look very edited and unnatural if you don't. We kind of tend to overdo it sometimes on beauty shots, go a little bit extra. And I'll go through and I'll tell you what I'm doing here on these. Let's start with the blemish removal, and this was from my preset. It did freckles and acne, very light, up to like 32. You can bring it up to 100 if you want. I find that it does have a slight softening effect on the skin when you jack it up like that to 100. You might not be able to tell the difference right away, but when you start stacking these edits on top of each other, you start to get a very, very edited look. And so where I can go conservative, I will, so that when I do start stacking these edits on top of each other, we get a more natural look. Now, the other thing is the dark circles. There's a dark circles in an eye bag, so if we take those out, I don't go all the way with those either, because they will, I don't mind some little lines under here. And actually, I think the way she is right now, I think it looks fine. There's before and there's after. So I could actually leave those out and get a more natural look. She doesn't really have dark circles and she doesn't have eye bags. So why use them? That was in the preset. If I bring the eye bags all the way over, let's see what it does. You will see that it does kind of soften things up, but used to taste, immediately my first reaction was, oh, that looks better. But like I said, you keep doing more and more edits and you get a real edited look when you're done. So maybe I bring it back to like 23 dark circles, or bring that over to 100. And you do both of these and it's just too smooth, is what I'm saying, I guess. So I could go either way with it. I'm just going to go conservative, okay? That's it with the blemish removal section. I tend to keep all these sections just collapsed. You can click the little caret there and it will expand them, because I get lost. There's a lot of stuff in here, right? So let's just go down to this one, the skin retouching. All I did was even, dodge, and burn. Again, only 32%. We have this little eyeball here. press and hold, and that will turn off the effect. So there's before. This did have, to me, quite a bit of an impact. So this is off, and I'm going to let go of the eyeball, and that's on. That's a new feature they've added with 6, I believe, is to be able to turn off each effect, okay? So there's off and there's on, and so I can preview each effect as it is. So body skin, that was in the preset. Obviously, that's probably not having an effect here. We can't even, maybe, it could smooth things out here a little bit. So I'm zoomed out now, and I'm going to do the before. I'm just hitting the space bar. Well, is also a before. Okay. You can also hit this down here, right here. This is a before, and there's after. So we got the eye bags just a little bit, right? Cleaned up the edges of the hair just a little bit. We could do a little bit more, but I'm okay with it. And that's pretty good. So anything that it didn't get, what didn't it get? A couple little spots here like this on the lip. Now there is a, come back up here to blemish removal. There is a lip wrinkles and flakes. She doesn't really have flakes. It looks like glitter or something right there. But you can bring that over and see what it does. I don't smooth out the lips too much. Use that one again conservatively, but it didn't really get what I wanted it to, was this little thing right here. So in that case where you got to go in and take some manual intervention and you hit the little healing tool up here. I forgot about these tools up here for a long time when I was using this product. But they are here, and you have a Liquify tool just like Photoshop. And in this healing tools, you have the spot healing brush, you have a patch tool, and you have a clone stamp tool, and they work a lot like Photoshop. So anytime you need to do some manual editing, these will get it done for you, okay? So don't forget that they're up there. So I can just use the spot healing and fix that. Now when you're zooming in, it's like going into a rabbit hole. You start seeing every little thing, and you start wanting to fix every little thing that you see, right? So be careful there. I mean, I might want to get the eyebrow just a little bit right there. This is like a content aware healing tool, okay? So it will look at things nearby. You do have a hardness and a size. So if you want to maintain like the texture, you might want to bring the hardness up, okay? If you want it a little bit less, with less clarity, you bring that down, okay? All right, so that's pretty good. So there's before and there's after. I'm going to zoom out. Sometimes the effect is more profound when you zoom out. So there's before and there's after. We'll zoom back in. And the thing that's just still bothering me is just this discoloration on the, it's sort of a pinkish color here. I want to tone that down. First thing I'm going to do to try to do this is let's get out of blemish removal and go down to skin retouching. And there's a Unify face complexion. That's what it is. It's down here under skin tone. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the nose right here. Okay, and I'm just going to bring this all the way to the right. And just like that, it really toned it down quite a bit. Okay, I'll show you before. There's before. This is all the effects are off, and there's after. If I want to just view just what the skin tone effect is doing, I can hit the eyeball. And so there's before without the skin tone effect, and there's after. So it evened out the skin tone, and this is one of those where I think it did what I wanted it to, bringing it over to 100. Okay, exception to my rule earlier. Okay, I really like that. If we wanted to take that, a step further, there's still a little bit of pink there, but it's not standing out like it was. If I want to take this a step further, I could come down here to select skin tone, and let's just select one of these. This one I feel like is close to her. It's somewhere in one of these 3 right here. I'm going to pick the middle one, and when I do that, I feel like it's a little too orangey, and that bothers me, especially with darker skin tones like this. A lot of people mess them up because they get them too orange. Stay away from the orange, okay? So that one's, I'm going to hit Control or Command Z to undo, right? And I'm going to come back to this one right next to it, and that one is a little bit closer, I think, to her skin tone. It's a little bit red, maybe. So I'm going to bring it back to 30, and I'm liking that. So let's turn the skin tone effect off, and there's before, and I'm going to turn it back on. And there's after. Very subtle. If I bring it all the way over to the right, just so you can see what it's doing, that looks good too. I don't want to change her color, right? I just want to enhance it, is all I'm trying to do. And I actually think I like it like this. Let's try this one on the end. We can always undo it, right? I'm going to try that one on the end. And again, too much. We could bring it back, and that looks good. I could go with that one as well, right? So just do it to taste. You just don't want to go too far with anything. Like that's way too far, obviously, at 100, right? That's not going to work. She's not going to be happy, okay? I'm good with that one. I could do that one or the other one. I'm going to bring it up because I kind of liked what it was doing. I don't want to I'm not trying to lighten her or darken her. I'm just trying to enhance without screwing up the skin tones, you know. Got to be careful with those, okay? With darker skin tones too, here we have a neutral background. Don't have to worry about it as much. We've got this color enhances. It goes real well with their skin tone. We only have a little bit of it there, but I'm telling you, unless they have really dark skin, stay away from yellows. You can really mess up darker skin tones with the yellows as well. It can make them look jaundiced, and when you use a yellow backdrop, it really does mess with skin tones. So I'm not saying don't use yellow. I'm saying notice the skin tones. Don't apply a one-size-fits-all filter like you can do them in Evoto. Those will do the entire image globally. And while you think it might be cool to raise the oranges and the light blues, like one of those more popular ones, it wreaks havoc on skin tones. So one feature that I don't see really anybody talking about is the makeup section. And she's got, you know, a real natural look going here. If I wanted to add a little bit of eyeshadow or something like that to complement, we have a makeup suite down here, and that's in the makeup panel. So we can have eye makeup and give it an amount, and lip makeup and that kind of thing. So if we wanted to add some makeup, we could. The eyeshadow ones are the ones that I like to do if they don't really. She's got maybe a touch of color. Maybe it was this color she added here that ended up on the nose, but you can pick some eyeshadow there, and it will do the upper and lower, and it looks really actually nice. If I turn it off, I'm going to hit the eyeball. So there's without it, and there's with it. So it's very nice, and you can give it an amount here. So if I want to crank it up, I can, and we've got a little extra makeup there added. Okay, so here's the before, and there's the after, right? And we've got, you know, eyelashes, eyeliner, blush. We can do all that stuff. But I was going to say I'd like to see more colors, but this is, I haven't noticed that they added these colors before, so this has been put in recently. I don't know if it was 6. I may have seen it in later versions of 5. Here's this orange right here that might look good, kind of an orangey color, amber color that might look good with what she's wearing. I kind of like that second one that I chose. That was pretty nice. So we can definitely go in and play around with different makeup colors. Here's a more smoky look that looks really good too. I like it. I'm liking it, guys. I'm going to bring that up to see we can get a real smoky look there. So these are pretty cool, right? So go in and check those out. That's a really nice feature. Like I said, I haven't heard too many people talking about these. I like these at 100 actually. So breaking my rule again, but blue probably doesn't work here, but nice. Okay. So it's something else to keep in mind and use. I love this product. I'm pretty happy with that. You can go even more if you want to. It's you know, do everything to taste, but keep it tasteful. Don't go too far. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions below. Use my code GKP25 if you want to get a discount up to 20% on your Voto AI credits. If you've already used it one time, it will continue to work as long as you buy a package, a different package. Okay. Like as long as you're stepping up and buying more credits, you can use my code again, but you can't use it on something that you've already used it on. Okay. So, all right. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and everyone have a great day.